Yo, what is up guys? This is RizzyPOW. We are here with a different sort of video for you guys. We're going to be going over Hoopa, the new Pokemon in the OU tier. Originally, I wanted to have a showdown live with Hoopa, but I've been playing for a while on Showdown, and I've just been going on tilt now for the last maybe like couple of games, and I just decided I need a break from doing some battles. I don't want to like destroy my rating, so I'm going to just, instead of having a showdown live, I decided I'm just going to show off some movesets for Hoopa, as well as just an analysis for it, and just wonder where it's going to end up being, what tier, OU, or Ubers. So, we're going to be talking about this Pokemon right over here. Obviously, there are two Hoopa forms that got released. There's Hoopa-Unbound, and then there is Hoopa... what is it? The other Hoopa, the normal Hoopa, regular Hoopa, and they're both viable, although this Hoopa is not as common right now. I think that the Hoopa-Unbound is going to end up going to Ubers. We don't know when though. It might be in a week or 2 weeks or even more than that, but I'm pretty sure it's going to go to Ubers. I might be wrong about that. It is very difficult to use, and I'll talk about that later. But with the normal Hoopa, it is not used nearly as often, obviously, because it does not have the as good of stats as the Hoopa-Unbound. Hoopa-Unbound gives 80 more stats in special attack, as well as some speed, and overall just hits a ton harder, and it gets access to Hyperspace Fury, which normal Hoopa does not. This is actually sometimes run as a Trick Room Pokemon, this normal Hoopa is, but so yeah, that's the only thing that's really run right now in OU. So I think it'll end up in BL or OU. It might be in BL, it might be in UU is what I meant. Probably will not. It's probably going to be OU, and I think we'll see a lot more of it once Hoopa-Unbound, or if Hoopa-Unbound goes to Ubers. So I might talk about that later. Maybe like an OU analysis of it, but right now we're just going to be talking about the Unbound form. The Unbound form looks so cool. You guys saw my Wi-Fi battle yesterday. I was literally fanboying all over this thing, but since that Wi-Fi battle, I've learned a lot more about this Pokemon. I've done a lot more laddering. That was pretty much my first time using it. I literally made a team in 10 minutes because I wanted to get some Wi-Fi battles with it, and I'm going to now talk about this Pokemon more in depth. It literally gets a million moves. It pretty much has a move that at least 2 shots every Pokemon in the OU metagame right now. You have so many moves. You have Drain Punch, Destiny Bond, Dark Pulse as a stab. Usually they run Hyperspace Fury, but if you want to go fully special, that is not even a problem. You know, you got base. Oh my god, sorry. You got base 170 special attack as base, as well as base 160 attack, and its speed is 80, which is pretty slow, and it has a really bad defenses, so it gets one shot really easily, even a U-turn one shot, which is really difficult to play around because U-turn is such a common move. You have to be even wary for a U-turn. You're not usually wary for U-turns doing too much damage. It's usually there for switch initiative, but in this case it actually will most likely one-shot Hoopa-Unbound. Mostly because a lot of them even run Hasty Nature. Even if you don't run a Hasty Nature, I'm sure it will get one-shotted. So we're just looking at its moves. It even gets Thunderbolt. Some are here. It gets Thunder Punch. So many moves. It gets Trick, Signal Beam, but most Pokemon get that. It gets Substitute, as well as Calm Mind and Nasty Plot. Although I don't think it's such a good setup Pokemon because it is very frail. What other moves does it get? It gets Gunk Shot. It gets Grass Knot. Grass Knot one-shots a Powder, if you did not know. It obviously gets all of the hidden powers, as well as Taunt. It just gets a ton of moves. Then Headbutt, like, you name it, it's here. Okay, maybe not every single move in the game, but it gets a ton of... such a ton of options. And obviously with these sets that I'm going to be going through, the EV spreads are not finalized, the move sets are not finalized. You can literally change everything just to cater to your team. You're gonna mostly the EV spreads, what I'm talking about is when I'm talking about, maybe for example you want to run a fully special attacking. For example, my Choice Scarf set right here is just a physical set. No, this is not my Choice Scarf, but my Choice Scarf set here is a physical set. But you could just decide to go, I don't know why this should be Hyperspace Fury. Sorry about that, but you could decide to, instead of going fully physical, you could end up just going fully special attacking, change in nature. This should not be naive. You want to go with a defense lowering nature, not a special defense lowering nature, because its defense is already so bad. So go with hasty if you're going to do that. But in this case, I guess we go timid because it doesn't have any... if we want to go fully special attacking, but that's for another thing. Obviously it has so many movesets, so I can't really talk about it. This is not finalized. You can do whatever you want with this Pokemon, which is really nice. Now this is my favorite set, pretty much the Life Orb set, just because it's mostly because of the Hidden Power Ice is really good, and it also has so many good moves. I ran Hasty with a full speed investment to outspeed many Pokemon. It's really important to speed tie with other Hoopa-Unbound just because it is so common right now. And Hidden Power Ice is actually really good. Instead of Ice Punch, you'd rather run it, to be honest, because just with 44 special attack investment, you can one-shot lead Chomps, and as well as the what is it called? Landorus Tease, and you don't have to deal with Intimidates, you don't have to deal with Rocky Helmet, Rough Skin. So yeah, that's why this 44 investment in the special attack, and then I have the rest in attack. So you can literally, if you see a guard chomp, most of them are lead chomps these days, so you can literally just lead off with Hoopa and literally get a kill. Not many people expect the Hidden Power Ice, and they get thrown off guard and they just lose their chomp first turn. So this is the moveset. I have Fire Punch, for potential Ferrothorns. You can also go with a Stab move right here because it is a Psychic Dark type. Psychic is really good for stuff like Venusaur. Otherwise, Venusaur kind of walls other sets. You need a second move if you want to wall Venusaur. But you can have other Pokemon do that for you if you want to. Gunk Shot obviously is there for fairies such as Clefable and other Pokemon like that. Sylveon. Hidden Hyperspace Fury literally two-shots so many things, or even one-shots. It actually two-shots a Rotom Wash, which is pretty crazy. Almost nothing can switch into this Pokemon. Almost nothing can really. What other moves do I sometimes run? I also run Grass Knot sometimes on the Life Orb set because it one-shots Hippowdon. That's pretty much the only reason I would have Grass Knot. I think there must be some other ones. Slowbro, but Hyperspace Fury one-shots it anyway. I can't really think of some other Pokemon, but it's there for Hippowdon if your team is weak to Hippowdon. So it's just an option, You could also go Energy Ball, but I'm pretty sure Grass Knot does more than Energy Ball to Hippowdon. But we're going to go on to our next set right here, which is a Stall Breaker set. And this is a really interesting set. Pretty sure this will work better higher on the ladder. We got Thunder Wave, Taunt, Knockoff, and Drain Punch. Now, Thunder Wave and Taunt are, moves that help you out and the rest of your team. It is pretty fast. It is not fast like as an offensive sweeper, but it is fast besides that. You can get some nice crucial Thunder Waves off, you can predict switches and all that kind of stuff. So I have a little bit of speed investment as well as some HP, and it actually is decently bulky with this Spadef. Although you don't want to allow it to take a physical hit because it's not going to be taken that well at all. You also have max attack on this set and all this. Now this is one of the sets that I think is better if you use this moveset, but you can obviously change it up. Toxic is not even bad if you want to do that, or even Magic Coat. Magic Coat I've also seen, or not seen, but I've heard. I've not seen this set too much, but I think it has a lot of potential. This Pokemon's only been out for 2-3 days, so you can get really creative with it. Now, our next Pokemon I have right here is going to be the Choice Scarf set. I've not seen this very often, but it's definitely a very dangerous set. It even gets Trick, guys, so you can even trick some. You can trick the Choice Scarf or Choice Specs or even Choice Band. I don't have a Choice Band here, but I wanted to get a Choice Band here. I end up just not doing it. Choice Band definitely is another viable set. But remember, you could even go, as I said earlier, you can even go fully specially attacking. You can go fully physical. This one is meant to be fully physical, but you could definitely go fully physically offensive and change maybe stuff to it doesn't get Fire Blast. You could change it Dark Pulse, Shadow Ball. Well, I mean, I don't know why you'd run Dark Pulse and Shadow Ball. You could run Grass Knot right here, and then you could run Psyshock if you want to go fully special attacking. But most of them are mixed, and you could even go mix Scarf. That is not a bad option at all. It is actually really good too. So there's so many options you can do. Just pretty much make it to fit your team. That is pretty much what you got to do. So my next Pokemon right here, the next set I have is going to be a subset. Now, I've seen a lot of sub nasty plots as well as just normal plain old sub. And I don't think that set is nearly as good just because it's so difficult to set up with Hoopa. getting up a sub is not that difficult because so many Pokemon switch away from Hoopa because they don't want to get hit or something like that. So that is why the substitute is there. I don't think a Nasty Plot is too good on Hoopa just because you don't need any more. You already two-shot pretty much so many Pokemon in the metagame. Nasty Plot is not really that good in my opinion, but it is definitely an option. Remember with the Choice Scarf set, this is a really good set. It can do a lot of damage, but remember you will be locked into a move, so that is actually not very not that good, and that's why it's not been run too often, because locking yourself in a move is not very good with Hoopa just because it's so diverse and you can really easily he can bring in a Pokemon against you that if you're locked inside shot can bring a dark type, all that kind of stuff that can put you in a bad position. Now we saw the substitute set. You can also go I think the substitute set works pretty well with Drain Punch. You're getting some health back and all that kind of stuff. You have so many options, so you don't even have to do these 3 attacks. You can go with something else. So my next set is going to be the AV set, and I think it's going to be the last set I have over here. An AV set is actually really good. I love using this one. I think my favorite still is a Life Orb set, but this is really good either way. You got Gunk Shot. You have so many moves. You even have Focus Blast, by the way, guys. If you want to hit Ferrothorn and you don't want to get hit by the Rocky Helmet damage, probably Focus Blast would be better in this situation because you want to stay as healthy as possible with the Assault Vest. I'm thinking Focus Blast would be better on the AV set. Grass Knot is also a viable option for stuff like Hippowdon, but you could go with the Stab Psychic over here, and you have Upper Space Fury. It's a powerful stab. Now, yeah, this is pretty much what I would run on it. You don't even need to go any speed if you don't want to. You can go just fully like that, or even put some HP investment. You could just mix it up, whatever you need to maybe be able to OHKO some certain Pokemon. You guys can do the calcs yourself, but yeah, there's so many options to do with this, and it's really hard for me to go over everything. This video is pretty much just aimed to show you the options that you can go with Hoopa, just because it is a new Pokemon and not many people don't know how to run Hoopa. So that is it. Now, before we end this thing, even though I've gone over all the sets, remember Hoopa is a very dangerous Pokemon. It is it's paired well with slow U-turners or Volt Switchers or Baton Passers, so you can bring Hoopa in safely. Another way to play Hoopa is you have to predict your opponent to switch out, and you can get a good switch into Hoopa and start killing stuff pretty much. It is very difficult to play for sure because it is so slow, and it is also very frail, so it is very difficult to play with. But you can scarf it if you want to go fast, although you're locking yourself in that move, remember. So yeah, it is very difficult to play with this Pokemon. Although I hope you guys enjoy this video. Remember to tell me what is your favorite set, or if your set didn't even appear here and you like a different set better, make sure to tell me in the comments, because I would be really interested in seeing some sets that you guys come up with. So make sure to tell me your favorite set, all that kind of stuff, and I think I'm going to be out. Also, before that, make sure to follow me on Twitch, because I've been giving away a ton of Hoopas on stream. I just had a 4-hour stream a couple of days ago, and I gave away about 26 Hoopas, as well as did a ton of Wi-Fi battles, did some free-for-alls, laddered up a little bit on VGC, and it was just so much fun. I'm going to be streaming a lot more often, and probably going to be streaming tonight, guys, so make sure to follow me on Twitch so you get notified whenever I stream. And I think that's going to be it for this video, guys. Peace.